Morning, Monday 30th September, and it's raining again. Okay, so welcome to the video. It's rained heavy all night, sort of misty fine rain at the moment. I'm not really sure exactly. It's supposed to rain today again, obviously. So the plan was for lawn care for the next 2 days, so the scarifying, aeration, etc, etc. But I just don't know what's going on now. It's too, like, just walked across my lawn just to put the bins away this morning and it's absolutely saturated, so there's certainly not any scarifying or anything going on. I've got a couple of lawns today that I have to get cut. For instance, the one which is let's call it the funeral tomorrow, so that lawn needs to be done. And then what I probably will do is I've got another one which is it's a new customer who's wanted lawn care all summer since he first moved into the new build house, but the grass was really long, and I said, look, what you need to do is you need to cut your grass down and you need to just keep cutting it regularly, and sort of train it to be short and want to be short. That's the best thing you can do for your lawn. It's the biggest bang for your buck. There's no sense in me coming in and fertilising this lawn if you're not going to cut it. It's just going to go from really long to ridiculously long. So I said, so just concentrate on that. Anyway, popped in the summer, hadn't really been cut. So it clearly been cut since I last said start cutting it, but it still wasn't. It certainly needed a good cut. And I said, well, the plan is you start cutting it regularly, and then when we get to the autumn time, then we'll do the autumn maintenance, seed it, level it, do all the works, and you'll be in the habit by then of cutting it short. I cut a neighbour's lawn. I stuck my head over the fence last week, and I mean, some of it's like almost knee high. So I'm just like, why do you want lawn care if you can't? So, however, he obviously saw next door's lawn all striped up nice, so he's now asked if I will cut his lawn, which is the correct answer. And if you want a nice lawn, mow it regularly is the best thing you can do. So what I'll do is I'll mow it regularly, I'll get it down under control, and then maybe next year we'll then look at going into some nice lawn care once we sort of get it cut down. By the time, because I'm not going to get it, it's not going to be looking nice or anything today, so I think what I'll do is I'll get those two cut, and then on Wednesday I've got those lawns that I can move around, that flexibility. If you remember from the start of these vlogs, I shall do those. I mean, even if it's just blowing, or I just need to put a visit in as such, whether it's mowing or leaves or whatever, it doesn't matter, so the wetness isn't too much of an issue. So what I'll do is I'll get those done today as well, and then hopefully it does look like it's going to be drying up for the rest of the week. So then hopefully we can then start getting some lawn care in, because we've got to start at some point. Otherwise I'm just going to have to forego the scarifying and stuff like that. Maybe just go to some solid tine hole punching, and obviously feeding. But it's just getting a joke now. So anyways, I'm not going to film the first couple of lawns, because obviously, or certainly the first lawn, but I will we'll pick up on another lawn once I get there. So yeah, just thoroughly frustrated. What a great start to the week, eh? Okay, so first lawn already done. As I said, I wasn't going to film that one, and now we're on to the long lawn, so it's almost a first cut. So here it is. They do have a dog, and this is why I was encouraging him to keep it cut, because what's the point in me coming and chucking fertilizer on this? If he's struggling to keep on top of it as it is, absolutely no point. So we're going to cut this down. Now I've got either the Time Master or the Ego mower, so we shall I might try with the Ego and then see where we end up, and if it's not cutting it, then I'll get the Time Master out. Okay, so there we go, that's cut down as low as I can go without it sort of grounding out, because it is a bit all over the place. It's not ideal, but with everything, regular cuts, it will green up, it will level out. Next time we'll take a hater over there so the roller will just smooth it a little bit. And then it rained quite heavy during it. I tried to use the Ego, but it's just not man enough, so I ended up having to use the Time Master to get it done, which again is not what I wanted. It's such a small lawn, but there we go, it is what it is. Hopefully we will see some improvements sooner rather than later. Morning, so it is Tuesday, October the 1st. It was quite a wet morning yesterday, but I did manage to get the I think 4 jobs that I planned to get done, so that was a result. However, I didn't have anything booked in for today. I've got loads of work that I need to get done, as you know, because it looked like it was going to rain potentially all day, so I didn't want to just book in a load more work only to have to cancel it again. But I've got plenty of work like my Friday lawns, which need scarifying, and I can just rock up to them as and when I want. So in a situation like this where I'm not sure what the weather's going to do, then I will use, if it's good to go, then I will go to one of those properties where I can just crack on, and they don't care. So so that was the plan. However, the van was making some weird noises like this, and I was like, what the hell is that? It's been doing it since Friday probably, and it's felt a bit funny, like in driving it, a bit like driving a boat I suppose, but it doesn't look obviously wrong or anything out of place. And then I thought, well, maybe it's just the spare wheel cage has come loose. That's all I can think it would be, because I've had a quick look from under the sides and I can't see anything obvious, because it sounds as though it's coming from underneath, or certainly on the outside of the van. Anyway, because I looked at the wheel cage yesterday, I then could see the rear suspension springs, and one of them had something in it. So on closer inspection, I've realised that some of the spring was in the spring. So there you go. So I don't know if it's doing any damage, if that's the top and the bottom of the spring sort of jabbing up into the wherever it sits. I've no idea. However, I spoke to my mechanic yesterday after, like at gone 5 o'clock, and he said he could do it, and I said, well, when? And he said, well, I can't do Wednesday, can't do Thursday. I'm thinking, okay. And he said, oh, do you know, I could probably do tomorrow, as in today. And I was just like, well, that's perfect, because as I say, I haven't actually got any work booked in as such. I can't drop the van off until 9ish, and it looks as though about 10ish the rain's coming in, and when it comes in, it's staying in all day. So, I mean, who knows? We're just going to have to play this one by ear. But it just doesn't end. It's just constant, isn't it? I was hoping now we'd got out of September, we'd get into October and everything would take a turn and be alright, but unfortunately, if it's not machinery breaking, if it's not raining, then it's vans breaking. So I think I'm ready for career change. Okay, so the van is now ready, but it's like 3:30. It's sort of rained on and off all day. It's now rained quite heavy for the last hour or so. Possibly I could have got some scarifying done this morning, but every time I thought, hang on a minute, we could be alright, it then started to rain, although that never really came to anything. But that has given me an opportunity to sort the container out. So what I've basically done, as I've said about before, is lowered this down. So I've got all the ladders, they're all now up there, so they're out of the way. The rakes are all still up there, etc. What that's done is then freed up a few of these actually to hang up some blowers and sprayers, etc, etc. And yeah, just created a nice little channel down the middle now, so I can get all the way to the back. got all the hedge cutting stuff. Don't necessarily, well, certainly won't need that for the next couple of months until January, really, I don't think. And then the petrol stuff as well. I'm very loath to get rid of the petrol stuff. You know, should we have power cuts or something like that and you can't get stuff charged, what do you do? I mean, yes, if you've got the setup to be charging in your van, that's okay, but I'm not in that position. So if we had a power cut last night, then I wouldn't have had any batteries this morning to start the day. Now there's an argument that you could go to somebody's house and start charging, but you want to instantly crack on. So with that in mind, I haven't let go of the battery hedge cutters yet, sorry, the petrol hedge cutters yet, although I mean that's really the only reason I'm keeping on with them, because of the battery hedge cutters are brilliant in my mind. So yeah, miserable day. Van's fixed now. The rear suspension on both sides are gone, so it wasn't just the one as we first thought. So hopefully tomorrow's not going to rain. Good morning, Wednesday. It's a new day. Only it's still raining. It's raining quite hard actually. So the plan for today would have been, maybe still, who knows. So we're mowing at wet lawn today, that's the plan. That's this morning's job. Then we were cutting, normally we would cut the 2 fortnightlies that I have a bit of flexibility on. I've moved those to Monday, so they're done, because the weather said Wednesday would be dry. And then the plan was to do lawn care in the afternoon. Who knows what's going to happen. We will go to wet lawn, which will probably be quite wet, and we will cut that, and we will certainly clear leaves, etc, etc. If we can't cut, we'll do the leaves, and then we will then make our way back to the container, and if the going's good, we will do some lawn care. If the going's bad, then I give up. Okay, so it rained really hard on the way here, and it rained for, say, the first hour, but managed to plough through. I cut with a Toro Time Master today. I fancy the change. So we've put sideways 30-inch stripes in. Normally it'd be the diagonals. I think you can still see them just. On that side. Just about make them out. And you can make them out on that side too. So there's still some stripes in there. This will be due a feed soon. And then the back as well, just went straight up and down. As I say, it's not the greatest finish because it was pretty wet, but it has stopped now, which is part of the plan. So there we go, some straight up and downs. Right, so the plan is to get back to the container, get the mower off, and then get all the lawn care stuff on. So that'll be small scarifier, aerator, Hater 41. Probably be alright to use the hand fertilizer spreader. It's only a small lawn, but it's full maintenance. So I guess I'll see you at that property. Okay, so we're at the property now. I've just gone over with the 41 Pro and just cut it 3 times, just each time taking it down to the shortest, which is number 1. And that's basically what number 1 looks like. What you've got here is where the new patio's gone in. The client has turfed around the edge, but you can, I don't know if you can see, he's just plunked the turf in, so it's about an inch shallow. So what we've got to do is level those bits off, level all these bits off, so that the lawn goes right to the edge, and then just top dress the middle of it as well as the front as well. Okay, so we just had a very brief shower while I was doing this. So this is 2 passes with the aerator, sorry, with the scarifier. Normally what I'd always say is keep your stripes straight, because they really stay in for quite a long period of time. However, here we're going to be soiling, we're going to be putting a fleece blanket down, so stripes really aren't a problem. However, we're so close to those bloody windows, I'm not taking any chances, so I'm always, when I'm down this end, just keeping it directed away. Nothing should come out because it's got the rubber flap on the back, but I like to live on the safe side of things if I can. So anyway, we're going to get this cleared up and then I'll do maybe a couple more passes. Okay, so it's been cleared up, aerated now, hollow tined. So what I'm going to do is get these cores into the really bad low areas, excuse me, just to help pack it out a little bit, but ultimately get it cleared up. Okay, so there we are. It's going to come back tomorrow and put the fleece down. Not that I'm expecting any frosts or anything, but first it keeps the birds off, but also I think it just reminds the client, it reminds them to water. I mean, knowing my luck, it probably won't rain again now, but it just reminds them to do that. It reminds them to stay off the lawn. So there's a few visual sort of cues there. That's why I put it down, and this is just the front. I'll show you that now. I like to water it in, or do the first water, because I just think sometimes the client just sets up a sprinkler and leaves it and then just washes all the seed into the flower beds, which isn't ideal. Cool, right. God knows what the weather's going to do tomorrow. We should just have to wait and see. But we got some lawn care done, finally. So, got to be pleased with that. Okay, it is Thursday and you'll never guess what. Sun's out. So, first property cut as per usual. I'll put a photo in now. So all striped up nicely. I'm now at my second Thursday lawn and we ain't cutting grass today. So, the builders are in. There's bits all over the lawn, so that's that. So, I mean, it's the sort of garden that's got lots to get on with, but I certainly won't be cutting grass, for a while. So what I did do was I've just shaped this holly up instead. There's something to do, and I'm going to do a bit of strimming now, and that'll probably be me. You'll remember at the start of the videos I cut all this back and stuff like that, so there's all this, like when I get my van in, it clatters into these sort of new branches, so there's plenty of work to sort of get on, but I'm just going to do that and then trim this up, and that'll be it for this today. And then I've got one more cut, and then I've got to go to the seeding job of yesterday just to put the fleece over. So isn't it nice to have a blue sky? And I think tomorrow is supposed to be dry as well. Okay, hasn't rained. Bonus. So here we are. Here's the lawn. Haven't done the lawn care yet. He keeps threatening to get the trees taken down, so I'm trying to hold off until that happens, but I don't think it's going to happen this growing season. So Tuesday I might start doing some work on it if I can, weather permitting, that is. Morning. The sunshine is out and we are making the most of it. So it's Friday lawns. However, Friday lawn, we are scarifying. So things are going well. So he's going to carry on scarifying these lawns. I'm going to nip up the road. And just get that one cut. That was one which we scarified maybe 2 weeks ago. And then so that will be that. We're going to scarify. Let me just check this bin. Oh, perfect, it's empty. And then just keep back and checking him. He's doing a great job. He did all the tidy up from the last scarifying job, so he knows how to do that. It's his first time on the actual scarifier today, but he's doing really well. And we're just going in decreasing circles, so we can't get it too wrong. There he is, doing the business. It has been a very challenging week, and I think it's just a build up of a lot of bad weather. And yeah, it didn't start off very well, but it did end strongly with and it's amazing what just a bit of sunshine can do for your mood, but also for actually just getting the work done. So we had a really productive day yesterday, and you know, that has helped clear the backlog just a little. Next week's looking wet again. It's a mowing week. It's a short week for me too because I'm at a wedding on the Friday, so it will just be a mowing week. There is a gap to do some lawn care, so I've got like a slot sort of booked for that. We'll just have to wait and see when we get there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. It's real outdoor work, isn't it? That's what it is, and I'm showing it as it is, and I hope that is somehow good. Anyways, help me out, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, please, and I shall see you in the next one.